This is the Permanent Municipal Building Committee's meeting for April 12th. We'll start with the warrant, which we don't have a warrant tonight, and the minutes for 3/22. Has everybody read the minutes over?
Yeah.
We have a motion to accept them then?
I'll motion to accept the meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All right, roll call. Bartlett,
Bartlett, yes.
Mike,
Mike, yes.
Stacy,
Stacy Scott, yes.
Brian, Pasquale,
Brian Pasquale, yes.
and Bob Romley, yes. Stacy, have you heard anything on the feasibility study for this Shaker Lane School?
No, so that hasn't started yet, but we did just have the Shaker Lane Building Committee did just meet yesterday. So we are collectively got together as a group. So we're still deciding on the chair, vice chair. I'll be the clerk of it, but the feasibility study isn't starting. I don't know the date of it.
Yeah, the meeting to proceed forward is the 26th.
The 26th,
this
yeah.
month.
So that's when we'll discuss what we need to do to move forward for that feasibility study. But I think the estimate is that will take probably about a year to go through that process.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Steve had just put it in on the agenda here to see what was going on with it, and obviously the study hasn't started yet. We're just getting ready for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Library update, Brian. Brian Fours. Where'd he go?
He's muted.
Unmute yourself, Brian. I need him for the senior center too.
He's still muted.
How's
There it
that?
goes.
Thank you, host.
Where did you go to?
I know I think I was clicking the button too many times to unmute, so apologize. So I can make a quick update on the library. The solar panel system is up and installed and actually operating at this point. The library is seeing some decreased usage based on the solar energy that's being generated. So it's about time, and happy for the library on that. The only open item was the car charger and where we stood with that. I tracked down the electrician this morning. He finally received the parts that have been on back order for the past 3 or 4 months, which is inclusive of an exterior meter socket and some panel components that he needed. Those will be installed the beginning of the week. He's going to pick up the car charger from Littleton Light and install that on the same day. So the hope is that we'll have an operating charger by middle of next week. I can send something out to inform everybody where we stand there. So there's been a few minor things at the library that we're working our way through. Just as they live in the building for a few years, some things have been giving them some issues, and the contractors have been very helpful in directing us and figuring out how to remedy that. So all good on the library standpoint.
Brian, is that solar system all bought and paid for now? Do we owe anybody on that?
So all we owe is the contractor's final payment, which includes the retainage on that. We had our final commissioning that was done last week. I followed up with Johnson and Roberts, who's the original architect of the library building, about his submission to LEED. I've been told everything's been checked off on LEED Online, which is how those things are submitted. It's a waiting process to see for LEED to go through our documentation and then provide us the accreditation. And then at that point, we would apply for the Green Library grant from the state. So hopefully we can get that done in the next month or so, but it's all kind of dependent on LEED. Sometimes that can take longer than anticipated.
Great. Is there a way to tell the energy that is generating?
Yep. So there is an online app that the library director and the select board have been accessing to see what the system is generating. I can get the link so that people can see that.
All right, what happened here?
I can't mute him.
Kirby, if you might go on mute and then unmute.
Kirby,
Here we go.
what are you doing to us, Kirby?
I'm doing nothing, kind sir, other than making a question about whether or not that app can be seen by the residents up on a wall someplace.
Inside the building, I believe there might be something that can be shown. I'll follow up with Sam about how he accesses it and how it's shown inside the building.
I mean, it's a great teaching opportunity that we'd all
Definitely.
talked about before. That's the only reason I'm asking. Sorry for
sure.
interrupting.
Nope.
Well, it'd be nice for people that use the library and are thinking of getting solar that, you know, just shows how much it's, obviously there's a lot more panels up there than you'd probably put in your house, but.
Yep, for sure. And as it's web-based, it's something that they can just bring kind of a monitor down and access it from there. So for sure, that's something I can bring up with the library director.
That'd be great. The senior center, I'm gonna skip over the agenda has a high school roof next, but I'm gonna skip over that and do the senior center next. So Brian, we can
Sure.
get you out of here.
Appreciate it. I did send over a couple, last meeting that we had, we approved the amendments to LLB, the designer. I sent those over to Steve to be signed. Didn't receive them back yet. Obviously he's out sick right now, so I'll follow up with him to get those sent back to us. We're currently expecting to have final DD drawings in the next week or so. The architect wanted to have an additional week to tie up some loose ends. We're in a good spot there. We check in regularly with the project team to see how the design's going and kind of working our way through some of the DD questions, making sure that we're making the smartest move possible. We've also established our pre-qual committee. We've had some people on leave and school vacation week has kind of bumped into us, but we're meeting on Monday. I have finished the request for qualifications that I'm going to be sending out to the committee probably tomorrow, for people just to review, take a look at it, jot down any thoughts that we have, and that'll probably be the main point of the agenda when we meet to establish our pre-qual committee. The hope being we can establish some dates, work backwards from when we need final pre-qual done, and then that will establish the contractors that can bid from a trade perspective on the project. We're working with, once the DD set is complete, I'm working with the architects about coordinating with the town departments, specifically about the multipurpose room. Kirby brought up some good questions about the use of the room, how any type of AV or TV technology is going to be in there, what type of glass is going to be used on there. These are all things that are in the designer's court. They are working with their code consultants and for the point of use of the room. So that's all going as well. We're also working with the utility companies, light and water, establishing where transformers are going to go, where communications is going to be coming in from, where we're getting water and fiber. And that's all good. I think I brought up to the last meeting, we did achieve the Littleton Light is going to be donating the services for the transformer in partnership with the town. So that helps with our overall budget and what we've been putting in there for a line item. So big thanks to them. But besides that, the next meeting for PMBC, I would anticipate having an invoice packet that I'll get out to Steve so that he can distribute to everyone. I'm sure the designer will be looking for some invoicing. And then we'll start talking about where we're at in a pre-qual and yeah, what our schedule is going to be like for construction documents and ultimately getting a shovel in the ground. So,
Brian, have we got an estimated date of a start on the project?
yeah, no, but I would think that we're aiming right now to be performing some site activities in the late summer or in the early fall.
So the tennis courts are probably safe until.
Yeah, they'll be safe up until. What I'll try to do is establish a date on when we're getting ready to issue a notice to proceed. hopefully I can have something for you next meeting. Once that notice to proceed is given to the contractor, the property will be theirs in order to put up the temp fencing. And obviously we won't want to have anybody playing on the courts at that point.
Park and Rec had put out a notice that they were safe until at least July 1st.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we still have a tenant in the house next door?
Yes. Yes. And so now with Anthony no longer involved, I'll make sure that Ryan is engaging with that tenant about our schedule and when ultimately a notice would be going out about when we would need him to vacate the property. And I think we're working with the town currently about the new Indian Hill property, just to let the PMBC know. I think the plan is to have some tennis courts down in that area as well.
Right.
I believe so.
I
Just let
saw
you know
that on the
what I've been
design
hearing
drawing.
in regards to the relocation of the department down there. And a pool, I think, is the ultimate goal.
Anybody questions for Brian?
Yeah, Brian, just real quick, are you going to be the OPM for that work down at Indian Hill?
I've done the walkthrough with both departments. I'm working with the same architect who's at the senior center developing some plans, and I'm helping them out just from a feasibility standpoint. We won't know if there's any type of funding for that until after town meeting.
Okay. I've just had people ask me about things that they'd seen during walkthroughs, like roof leaks and things along this line. And
Yeah.
other people are saying, oh, it's perfectly fine. You could move in now. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had a pretty extensive walkthrough about 2 weeks ago with the school department, but it allowed us to kind of walk around and assess the exterior of the building. And there's going to be, even if they were to move in both departments and leave the interior exactly how it is, there's some pretty substantial upgrades that we're going to make sure that the town has a reliable building for both of those departments. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now, is establishing a preliminary rough order of magnitude about what it would take in order to get those two comfortably moved in.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Brian? Thank you much, Brian.
Thank you. And Bartlett and Mike, you guys are all set for Monday?
Yep.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Where are you meeting, Brian?
What's that?
Where are you meeting?
In the metaverse. No, we're gonna have it's a Teams
Cyberspace.
meeting that I've sent out.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
Isn't Monday a holiday?
Not for everyone.
Oh,
It's only a
okay.
Boston holiday.
And Concord.
Yeah. High school roof update, Brian? Brian Pasquale?
Brian has left the building.
Raising his hand.
Didn't want to listen to
I
us
think he needs
anymore?
to be unmuted.
No, sir, he's not present in the room.
He's gone now.
Oh,
He's got his hand raised though.
I still see him.
That's Brian Pasquale.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing for attendees is your fine group.
Brian's muted and he's got no video, but he's got his hand up.
Hey guys, I've been here. It was saying that the host would not allow me to unmute, so that was why I could raise my hand.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Brian For's kind people.
No, you're talking about Brian Pasquale.
I was trying to somehow get your attention and let myself unmute. Sorry, no video. I'm on as the spring season has started. I'm on soccer pickup duty right now, so that's what I'm dealing with. So high school roof update. There's not much of one other than that the contract has been sent back by Rockwell to the town, so the contract's in place. They're working on getting submittals into Russo Bar, and the contractor has assured us that there should be no issues with material lead times, and they're planning on starting as soon as school is out.
Anybody questions for Brian? He's gone again. All right. Member input? Mike,
I'm good.
Stacy? She's muted.
Oh, there we go. It was telling me the same thing that I couldn't unmute.
We've had some Zoom bombing, so we're kind of cautious on the security details anymore.
Oh, okay. I actually did have a question about the roof. So is it's my understanding that there was some roof leaks in the gym in the high school. Is that going to be covered by the new part of the roof, or is that an ongoing issue there?
That's, that would be in a separate contract.
Yeah, it's an ongoing issue.
Okay. Is that anything that we can do while they're up there to do anything, or it's a totally different process?
It's a different area. I don't
Yeah.
think you can do anything.
Yeah, if it was a private job, you could issue a change order for them to do
Right.
it, but you can't do it on public work. It's
Got it.
illegal.
Okay. Just curious. That's all I had.
That goes back.
I think
to,
there was some, I don't know where this stands, but I know there was some discussion about at one of the town meetings, going back for another allotment for the remainder of the roof because the issues are, as Stacy mentioned, outside of the scope of just this project.
That's got to go back to the maintenance department of the school department, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure who needs to initiate that, but I do, it's not covered by this project, but I know there was talk at one of our meetings about potentially going back to the well for another project.
All right. Bartlett, anything?
No, I'm good, thanks.
And I'm all set. Next meeting is scheduled for April 26th via Zoom. A motion to adjourn by somebody?
Yeah. April 26th is candidates night, I think, but I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Bartlett,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
and me, Bob Rumley. Aye.
And Brian raised his hand.
And Brian's in favor, I guess, too. All
I'm in favor. I just couldn't unmute again, but I'm in favor.
right, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
See you all at the next meeting.
All right, thanks.
Aye.